Hi, I'm Dr. Morgan, and I want to talk to you about allergies beyond histamine. So it's getting close to that time of year, and it's not spring or fall for a lot of people. It's the allergy season. Sneezing, coughing, watery eyes, runny nose, sore throat, congestion, headaches. And the way we think about this is this pollen to histamine to inflammation. And we're stuck in this mindset, and there's so much more to it than just this. This is antihistamines with, some of them make you drowsy, some of them are considered non-drowsy, and it's figuring out which one. And then maybe you need a decongestant, and one of its main side effects is insomnia. And then maybe it's bad enough where you need to take some sort of steroid and really calm down the inflammation to get you out of trouble. And it's that game of trying to figure out what you need all the time. And even when they're working, you've got the dried out mouth and throat, and it's just not that much fun. So there's a whole lot more to it than this, and we're gonna break out of this mold of allergy mindset. So allergy is a hypersensitivity, they call it, or they'll talk about an overreaction. Your body's defenses go haywire, your immune system mistakes things, and you get this overreaction. Well, why is your immune system overreacting? That's what we leave out of this whole thing, is what's really going on with the body. Well, there's several things. Let's start with inflammation. So your body makes its own natural anti-inflammatories, but to do that, you have to have your fats balanced out right. One way to know that you're not well balanced with your fats is if you take an NSAID, that's Tylenol, acetaminophen, aspirin, all those things basically work the same. And what they do is just block your production of inflammation, but they also block the anti-inflammatories. So if you have your fats well balanced, you make enough of your own anti-inflammatories to keep inflammation at a normal level. So to do that, you've got to avoid certain things. Trans fats are number one on the list, also called hydrogenated oils or partially hydrogenated oils. Canola oil, safflower, sunflower, corn oil, peanut oil, and sugar. You've got to get that stuff out of your diet and put more nuts, seeds, fish, as long as it's clean, or do a clean fish oil. Butter, like grass-fed butter ideally, grass-fed beef, farm fresh eggs, heavy whipping cream, coconut oil, olive oil. Doing that will help you balance out your natural anti-inflammatories and calm all this stuff down a bit. Now there's another thing that we make as well called cortisol that helps with inflammation. Cortisol is what's kind of put in some of the nasal sprays that are the steroids that really calm the inflammation down. But again, we should make it on our own. Cortisol comes from a gland called the adrenal gland. There's actually two of them on each side of above your kidneys. And they make that hormone. If they're tired and run down from too much stress, and that's any kind of stress, then they can't muster enough cortisol to keep your inflammation calmed down. So you get some of that overreaction we talk about. The way to fix your adrenal glands is get more rest, relaxation, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, get true aerobic exercise, and a healthy diet. So plenty of fats like we were talking about, proteins, and vegetables. And you shouldn't get that state where you feel hungry during the day. 3 square meals is usually best. If you're getting to where you're weak and shaky, or you get irritable between meals, that's a sign that your blood sugar's out of control. And it's one of the main things that stresses the adrenal glands out and that we can control very easily. So make sure you are eating well. The other thing that stress can do is decrease hydrochloric acid, and we need hydrochloric acid to deal with histamine and allergies and breaking down foods that we're not creating other problems. Now, there are some natural antihistamines. Pyridoxal 5-phosphate is the activated form of B6. There's 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, which is the active form of folic acid. Quercetin, sometimes you can take. I've had people just replace their antihistamine with quercetin and they seem to do just fine. Camu is a natural vitamin C. It's the best vitamin C on the market as far as I'm concerned. Occasionally hesperidin will work. If you have a drippy, thin mucus, bile salts can help to thicken that up. If your mucus is thick, iodine can help to thin it. Also, vitamin A is very helpful sometimes, especially if it's itchy, scratchy throat, that sort of thing. Any itchiness, the hydrochloric acid is also very helpful, along with, like I said, balancing out your fats. Local honey is always a good thing. That means honey from your area with the pollen that's in your area that be used to make the honey. Now, some of the underlying reasons that we get this huge reaction from our body with histamine is because your body's already full of histamine. That can be from food sensitivities. Most people that have allergies have a food sensitivity that they're maybe not aware of because it's not an immediate reaction when you eat it. It can be 24 or 48 hours later. The most common ones are gluten, dairy, soy, corn, egg, and the nightshade family. So that's potato, tomato, eggplant, paprika, peppers, tobacco. Especially if you have a bunch of achy joints, nightshade might be your problem. Now, underlying that is intestinal dysbiosis. So it's basically all the microbes that should be, the bacteria that should be in your body in a normal amount. There's billions of them that live in there. And one of the main functions of the microbiome that they call it is to decrease allergic response. The way to balance that out is, again, avoid sugar, refined carbs, eating a healthy diet, and only doing antibiotics if absolutely necessary. It can take a year for your body to recover from a dose of antibiotics. So you want to save those for only if it's completely necessary. You can use probiotics, but I don't find those to work as good. I much prefer to use natural antimicrobials. I like Morinda, Malia, golden thread, and olive leaf. Not in a combination. I like to use the individual ones. So you're going to be better off trying them one at a time to see what works. But if you heal your gut up, you get rid of your food sensitivities, and you learn to control your inflammation, you'll have your best allergy season you've ever had. Thank you.